This year, I believe that Leadership Tomorrow has really amplified the conversation of community and connectivity.
We do owe something to our communities, and we should never forget that we have been greatly blessed and we owe a strong responsibility to serve.
I think really leadership is about navigating uncomfortable truths.
Leadership is very diverse.
It's always thinking about the community attributes.
Understanding how people get to where they are.
Starting with great listening, starting with the essence of servant leadership, but also making decisions when decisions need to be made.
Being a good leader can be defined in a million different ways. But what I like to think about when I think about leadership is relationships.
That importance of connecting with people at a really base level, of getting to know individuals one-on-one, having that opportunity to do that and have the space to do that as leaders, I think was incredibly invaluable.
Leadership Tomorrow allows us to understand the region by tackling issues that are very specific to the Pacific Northwest. Education, the arts and culture. We have Environment Day, we also had Economy Day.
The health and wellness session, that was the day where I had my aha moment, where all of these issues, the 7 pillars, are so interconnected.
We talked about race and policing, and having honest conversation opened my eyes to some of the perspectives, and at the same time, it opened their eyes to some of the problems we're facing.
I'm going to be able to talk about race and racism in a way that I didn't even know I should have been talking about before the program.
We spent some time at CenturyLink Field at one of the events that they were having to support the homeless community. It really changed my perspective and forced me to really reflect on what I thought were some of the problems and challenges and what they really are.
There are a lot of experiences and values that are unique to me and my perspective, and I've always been shy of bringing that to the forefront. And what I've learned through Leadership Tomorrow is that as a leader, I have a duty to speak up and bring that to the forefront.
We can get so closed in, right? Our sector can feel so small and our missions can feel so focused, and remembering the wider context is something I've really learned this year.
I think my biggest learning has been that none of these things exist on their own. You can't just pull one thread. You pull one thread, they're all connected. And so having that broader systems level thinking about issues that sometimes get pared down to a bite-sized chunk in a newspaper or on a website has really helped me understand the complexity, but also some of the opportunities that we have to address some of these challenges.
Because of LT, I have a better appreciation of why issues facing Seattle are not easy to solve.
Because of LT, I feel more connected to my community.
Because of LT, I am more involved in my community.
I feel empowered to have challenging conversations and take actions to improve the health of the community.
Because of LT, I really changed focus.
Because of LT, I am better for my community.
Because of LT, I feel empowered to share my personal perspective on sensitive subjects like race and equity.
I have made lifelong friends and allies.
I'm prepared to live in my new skin as a leader.
I know the power of listening and of voice, sometimes mine, but mostly others.
I learned about the issues facing me, my neighbors, and my city.
Because of LT, I have learned that authenticity is the key to good leadership and influence.